Craving the coffee flavor you love, but without the caffeine? Kachava's got you covered with their newest coffee flavor. This all-in-one nutrition shake delivers bold, authentic flavor, crafted from premium decaffeinated Brazilian beans. With 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, and so much more. Treat yourself to the flavor and nutrition your body craves. Go to kachava.com and use code FITNESS. New customers get 15% off their first order. That's KACHAVA.com, code FITNESS.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
It's good to have you on board. Follow the Money is brought to you by ProfitX, the number one place to predict sports with the best odds. New users get up to $100 in bonus cash when they sign up with the code VSiNMM. Good to have you on board today here on a Friday. Tons of basketball, obviously. Feeling good?
Yeah, good to be here. It's good talking to Coach. You know, got to be positive.
Just like you were for the last 10 minutes talking about the expanded tournament?
Can't believe it. Oh, man. I thought common sense would prevail. Shame on me. Shame on me. Well, they went heavy, too.
Going to go to 76 teams. We talked about the breaking news. We don't know when, but it's leaning in that direction. And what do you say they're going to announce it when this tournament's done?
Yeah.
Russ Dellinger was on this Yahoo Sports, who was
Sports Business Journal and all that, too.
Ace reporter there on duty.
Yeah, he's aces. No doubt. We had a power outage in downtown Minneapolis, so they extended the $2 beers and happy hour snacks through the second inning. Guy who covers the Twins says it might be the loudest ovation all season at Target Field. You met the listener out here from Chaska, from Minnesota? He's like, the fan base is disgusted with ownership.
Paul Charchin did that on Twitter the other day.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you can watch the games again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fiasco what's going on.
Right. Here's some news, too. Just in, Shams Charania, ESPN.
No.
Yep. Luka Doncic is out indefinitely due to a left hammy. Sources told him and Dave McMiniman he will miss the remainder of the regular season, and his status is uncertain beyond that. Not looking great, my man. Not looking great.
Okay, so if they play, let's say they open up the playoffs Sunday, so that would be 2 weeks from this Sunday, game one of the playoffs. Oh, boy. Now, they do stretch it out. They stretch out round one. I did, some people speculating it's a 3-week injury maybe. Oh, boy.
So they're probably going to drop behind Denver for the 3 seed. And if that happens, they'll get Houston. I think in all likelihood, I mean, it's still up in the air a little bit. Things could change, but if they are the 4 seed, that means they'll get Houston in the 4 or 5.
Well, even if you win, then you got to play OKC then.
I know. Houston, Minnesota could flip-flop the way it looks with how close they are in the standings. But
they can still close 4-1, though. They play
without him?
Oh, absolutely. They play Dallas, Golden State, Phoenix, and Utah. Phoenix, nothing to play for. Utah, tanking. Dallas, tanking.
Is Curry going to be back for that Golden State game?
Yeah, he's supposed to, but who knows how long he'll play, and certainly Golden State has had their issues.
How about that for a bet, by the way? Golden State's now the 10 seed overall. If Curry comes back, the play-in tournament in the West looks like Phoenix, Portland, the Clippers, and Golden State. They'd have to win 2 games. How about the Warriors to make the playoffs?
Now I got to see what he looks like.
Oh, if he's good to go. But by the time you see what he looks like, the number's going to be gone.
Yeah.
If he comes out there and he's great. If he's Steph like we know Steph can be. And why can't they beat these teams in front of them? The Blazers, I mean, nice.
No, that's definitely a winnable game.
Oh, 100% it is.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. I mean,
God, they had such a great month. They were playing so well. They could have won a series, and maybe they match up with San Antonio. Would have been entertaining.
I don't know.
That's brutal. That is brutal.
I thought you had their win total under, just like me.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
No, I'm allowed to change my mind. I mean, they had a hell of a run here. No. I didn't think Redick's done a great job. They figured it out, and they went 15-2 in March. This guy averaged 37, 8-7 in March, and now he's out for the regular season and probably out for the playoffs.
Like, why did you think they had such a legitimate shot against the Thunder or the Spurs in the playoffs? Those two teams are clearly better. Like,
They've been excellent. They've been playing an excellent month. They have strong defensive numbers, and they have a lot of talent on their team.
The strong defensive numbers in the recent stretch, though, of games
Yes.
were corrected, not full season.
No, but they figured it out. They've done a better job, and the coaches are allowed to make adjustments too. And I think Reddick's done a nice job. They've also had, it's been a pretty tough schedule as well. They blasted the Knicks. They beat Houston twice on the road. The only two losses in that stretch were at Denver and at Detroit. Nothing to hang your head about. They blasted Cleveland.
I would just say that
They beat Denver at home. I mean, certain maybe Oklahoma and OKC and San Antonio are so good and head and shoulders above these guys, maybe, but they match up well against Denver. And it didn't go well the last time they played against the Spurs, but it also was a different Laker team.
Well, I would just think that overall, the talent on the Lakers is not close to Oklahoma City, and it's probably not in the same ballpark as San Antonio either. And that's why over a 7-game series, I just cannot imagine that team beating either one of those teams.
Well, it'd been fun to see. At least give it a shot. It would have been entertaining basketball. And now I don't think we're going to get that. I don't want stars to be out.
Well, I certainly never want that in any sport. That sucks. Boy.
They went 3-0 against Minnesota, 3-0 against Houston, and they won the season series against Denver. That's why I thought they could at least put up a fight in the second round.
I'm trying to think, if he's not healthy, of those teams that they're right in that group with, how would it go without Luka in a 7-game series? Mm-hmm. The team that I'm down on the most is Houston.
They can win that series.
The Lakers could without Luka?
Yeah. That's it, though.
I don't think they can beat anybody else. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because Reeves is talented, LeBron's had a nice March. Hachimura's got good numbers.
Smart, by the way, I think has to be back.
You have to have
right?
Smart. Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah, they can't. They have issues defensively without Smart.
No
too.
doubt.
He certainly helps out.
And to me, the Rockets are just I drew a line through them months ago.
Oh yeah, everything. Can't defend.
I can't trust them.
Late
for a
game
second.
offense is horrendous, and there's bad chemistry.
Yeah, and every
There's
time,
horrible chemistry.
Every time, for what it's worth, when Durant goes to the free throw line in a big spot late, like a 90% free throw, it just all of a sudden bricks. Like KD, what the hell's going on? Over and over again.
Well, they get along too. There's strong chemistry with this team, and maybe that happened at the deadline. They've certainly that's what LeBron talked about last night. Mick Meneman asked him about this. This kind of how does this loss sting and maybe take away from the chemistry or the bond? And he says does nothing. It's one game. They're defending champs. They beat our ass. That's what Reeves said too. But doesn't change anything. But the injury does.
No doubt.
That's brutal. Damn.
The last straw poll of the season came out today, and it is all over with. SGA got 88 first place votes. For those who don't know, Tim Bontemps does this every single year at ESPN, and he puts out 2 or 3 I think it's 3 in the regular season, and it has been a pretty damn accurate guide to tell you what's going to happen.
And some books were late to move because this thing has been money. I mean, he's talking to voters. So
and they're not all voters.
Uh-huh.
Some of them are. But when I woke up today and this poll was already out, the numbers were still easily bettable for SGA, and I couldn't believe it. And Knippel, I'm like, did they not see the straw poll?
Right.
And now forget about it because both guys are, well, at FanDuel anyway, they were both minus 2,000 or higher earlier today. Here, this is DraftKings now. SGA's minus 1,600.
Caesars was hanging $8, and it kept it there. Then they went up to 1,800. So you could have grabbed it there as well. And then as a special bonus, he did Rookie of the Year, and this is also a blowout. So great job by Geltzeiler and also Henry Abbott from True Hoop. It was on that they are right that they thought it was a blowout and shouldn't be that close. It was 80-20 Knippel, and Knippel in one day went from minus 260 to minus 2,500 for Rookie of the Year.
There you go. That's good news because he deserves it. And
he does.
I will say that, and it put me on that parlay yesterday. Part of the reason why I bet that is because when we brought on Henry Abbott, who doesn't have a vote, and he made that strong comment, he's like, look, I really haven't been following it, but I knew you guys wanted to ask me about it, so I did some research, and he goes, it's not even close. I mean, it really isn't. And then Brian Geltzeiler, who has a vote, comes on NBA Sirius XM Radio, and he's basically said the same thing, right? Didn't he say it was kind of not even close with us earlier this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all Knippel, so, okay, I'm picking up what they're putting down. Let's get creative here. I did not anticipate this, though, with SGA having a first-place lead of 88 votes overall to 8 for Wembanyama. I thought it was going to be closer than that, Paul.
Disappointing. As did I. The other thing why it's convoluted and you get conflicting reports, Wemby gets credit for the NBA Cup title game.
Okay.
So that's why he's allowed to miss 2 more games when you look at it.
Well,
thanks to Corey.
What do you think Wemby opens up next year to win the MVP? Even money?
Well, that Brian Windhorst comment isn't outrageous, that he should be most improved. Because remember, we were talking on air and going back and forth on social media last year on Christmas when they played the Knicks in the Garden, and Wemby lit it up. And you said, you're not going to find him 100-1 long to win the MVP.
Right.
And then look how he improved and dominated. And as we said earlier in the show, this is scary come playoff time. What are his numbers when he plays most of the game and logs more minutes? Because he's not doing that in the regular season, yet he's still putting up these ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, when he goes from 28 minutes a game to 37 all of a sudden, it's going to look pretty good in the old box score. I can't wait to see what his props are going to be like for the playoff games. Especially like as they get deeper into the playoffs and they have to play better competition.
I mean, it's just silly. I mean, to think it's taken him 8 minutes to put up a double-double and how he's getting 35 and 14 on accident. And the other day that paid 9-1. That's an average game for him.
Sure
right
it is.
Now.
Yeah. He is, by the way, it's all fun and games until he turns into Shohei Ohtani, which is going to happen. I'm quite confident in saying that. Ohtani, odds-on favorite to win the MVP before the year started. He went deep today. Wemby's going to be the same exact thing.
We're brought to you by Profit X. If you're not on Profit X, Masters Week, the perfect time to start. New users get a sign-up bonus up to $100 in bonus cash just for getting started. Code VSINMM. Next week, Masters of Your Domain contest. Make one play of $50 or more in any Masters market. Win or lose, you're entered to win a $1,000 golf prize of your choice. Download the app, code VSINMM, make your purchase, earn the bonus, get in on the action at Augusta. Profit X, do it today, code VSINMM.
In Pocket Plays coming up next on Follow the Money. It's VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
He'd know if the quarterback was on coke, if his girlfriend was knocked up.
These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your children's unborn children on these games.
I was so good that whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
All right, a lot of hockey plays last night. Splitsville, Buffalo Sabres let us down. They lose to Ottawa and couldn't get there in the first period. Winner with the Mammoth. That was nice. The Malinsky special came in, no problem. 6-2 Utah, taking out Seattle. First period over, Wild and Canucks. And goal in the first 10 with the Penguins. That is a 14-1 yes run in Penguin games. Yeah. Keep that going. That's good. That's the graded. To the new. To the pending. All right. Achua, I mentioned this earlier. So many guys out with the Kings. No incentive to win. He's been awesome. He's the reason they beat the Raptors last game as he went off. Shouldn't be hard for him to get to 16 points tonight, and that's $1.30. They're at home against the Pelicans, and I like it over as both teams. Matador defense. No defense being played tonight in the late game. And the Tank parlay. It's even money.
It's a big one
Plus
tonight.
105. You are taking... And it's a historic night in the NBA. However you want to say, if it's a positive or negative. But the average point spread, 12.5. There are 5 games with a 15-point favorite or more. You are taking Charlotte, Atlanta, the Knicks, the Rockets, Toronto, Boston, and Orlando on the money line for a small plus price or even money. Depends where you shop. Orlando, I would hope, responds after getting blasted at home by 30.
Right.
And the Mavs have lost 13 in a row at home. One would hope. But then again, we went 7-1 the other day as the Raptors lost at home, laying 12.5 to the Sacramento Kings. All right. Good. Then we got the pending with the games to go over 3.5 game total games to go to overtime in the tournament. Under 3.5. There's been 2. UConn plus the points tomorrow. Hornets no on the playoffs. And both teams to score 65 points, $1.30, $1.40. That's at Will Hill and Caesars in the UConn-Illinois game. There are a plethora of props. Player props, combined stuff, game specials. The traders did a great job with the menu for the Final Four up at Will Hill and Caesars. Take a look. Check it out for yourself. Good luck.
That gets you, Pauly. All right, graded stuff first. From yesterday, the Mammoth in 60 minutes won. That was plus 120. The good news for the Minnesota Wild bet, they did score 2 goals in 2 different periods. More good news, the teams combined for 3 goals in the first period. The problem, the Wild did not score 2 or more goals in that first period. How about that? That was a loser. The Canucks scored 2 goals in the first, Wild scored 1, and Minnesota bounced back to win 5-2 by scoring 2 in the second and 2 in the third. That was a loser. Desanmu got close last night. I got greedy. I played over 29.5 at a nice plus price. He landed on 28, but he couldn't shoot straight for the first 3 quarters of the game. So that was a loser. Started the show by telling you that I liked a couple of bets in this Phillies-Rockies game. It started 10 minutes after the show opened. Phillies, Rockies first 5 over 5.5 even money. And for the game, over 10, minus 115. And last check, that was 10-1 in the 6th. So those are both winners in Major League Baseball today. All right, pending, I do have the Hornets to make the playoffs from last July, 14-1. The play-in at 4-1 from February. Pirates most wins in April, 28-1. Let me check that score right now. It's 5-2. I think they lead Baltimore. That was Bradish going against Keller. 5-3 now. Here come the O's.
Come on with the bullpen.
And the Braves, the other team, at 18-1. They scored 17 runs last night.
How about it?
Give me that every game. I'll be happy with that for this bet.
Braves 5-2.
Yeah, sure. And
I'm surprised Hoops likes the A's tonight.
Oh, it's a fate of Javier. Who?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The Astros can hit though.
I know.
And in that ballpark.
Well, both teams might be hitting tonight.
Yeah.
I got Brian Wu over 7.5 Ks tonight for the Mariners, plus
damn
120.
right. Yes.
Am I? You like it?
Yes.
Okay.
He's great numbers. Owned them, dominated the last start against them as well. Yeah.
And a couple of baseball notes. Texas just tied up the Reds 3 apiece. They're now on the top of the 9th. And this rookie for the Guardians,
another one.
Chase De La Tour, his 5th on this. De Lauder. His 5th of the year. And they lead the Cubbies right now 4-1 in the 7th. Bang, bang.
Damn, my fault. I know you told me to.
I'll keep running down some of these scores. The Rays do lead the Twins 3-1 right now, bottom of the 4th, but the Twins, they keep tipping back the Busch Lights, evidently. keep rocking and rolling, boys. Bottom of the 4th. They have runners on the corners right now with only 1 out. And that Phillies-Rockies game did die. The in-play total got as high as 17.5. It might have been higher than I didn't check in the first inning, so it must have been like 25 at that point. But because the Phillies scored 7 in the first, it's 10-1 now, top of the 8th.
Bobby McIntyre, 4-shot lead.
Yeah.
At the Texas Open. Masters almost here. And if you think you know the field better than the average bettor, time to prove it. The high-stakes Masters Challenge on Splash Sports. $500 entry with $100K guaranteed. Fantasy Tiers contest built specifically for golf bettors. You draft 6 golfers, 1 from each tier of the field. Your top 5 scores count. Lowest combined score across all 4 rounds wins. Worst golfer gets dropped. Missed cuts carry an 8-stroke penalty. Roster construction matters. This is awesome. It closes April 9th at 8 a.m. Don't wait. SplashSports.com/VSiN. Code VSiN. 50% deposit match up to $100. Free $20 quick picks entry. 100% quick picks boost. SplashSports.com/VSiN. Code VSiN. SplashSports.com. Get it now. 100K high stakes Masters Challenge. Thank you again, Splash Sports.
No doubt about it. Great contest, and we love that they're on board with us here now at VSiN. By the way, Yankees impressive today, 8-2 winners over the Marlins. Will Warren got the job done. 6 strikeouts. Matt Vasgersian tipped that off as early as Tuesday on this show, and he went over his K-prop. All rise tonight. Yeah, Aaron Judge went yard in the game.
Yep.
They're impressive, man. 6-1 in the year. Miami's 5-2. Tomorrow, Weathers goes to the mound for the Yankees. It's a night game in the Bronx tomorrow night.
Are you sure?
I got 4:05 Pacific time tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
You got to continue to take them. The pitching staff's been phenomenal.
They've been outstanding.
Giving up 8 runs on the season.
Pauly, circle this right now. Did you see the matchup on Sunday? What is this number against a good Miami team? Max Fried is slated to go for the Yankees, 1:35 Eastern time on Sunday. He gets your guy, Chris Paddock. I thought you'd be way more excited.
Practice, yeah, that's a big number. No, it's a big number, yeah. Yep. There was that, yep.
Let's lay 2.5 runs in that game. You want to do that? You want to go Paddock over earned runs big time right now? I'm sure books have that up right now for a Sunday game. They will not. Okay.
I'm looking forward to Spurs Nuggets tomorrow. 243 the total. Spurs laying 2.5 on the road.
Uh-huh.
Good game.
Oh, by the way, did you do anything with the women's tournament tonight? That tips off.
I like Texas.
I'm with you. I like Texas too.
And I'm still surprised at the UConn line. After all this talk, they'd be laying double digits if they play UCLA in the final, and they come out 6.5 against South Carolina.
Yeah, correction. That's the game that I like. I like UConn because I brought that up right on the air. John Murray at the Westgate on his podcast, they're talking about this when they're destroying teams in the tournament. Like, what are they, undefeated UConn team? Mm-hmm. They've won a zillion national titles with Geno. They're like, what are they going to be in the national title game? Maybe against like UCLA. Oh, they're going to be 10, at least double. They have to be. And then this game against South Carolina opens up 6.5. And
no, things have changed. They were $3 for much of the year to win the tournament. It's down to like $170 in some spots.
How about that?
It'll be fun tonight.
Well,
hopefully it's competitive and, Chalk City with all the 1 seeds.
That also tells me that, based on the results that we get tonight, but if they win a close one and the winner of, let's say Texas blows out UCLA, maybe that point spread's not that big in the national title game.
Do you start Mendoza from day one? Or is it Cousins? And you ease him into it?
I think they're going to do it with Cousins.
Yeah.
I think they specifically gave him that contract with the guaranteed money to start him.
It'll never happen again in probably sports history, what he's done. 11 years in a row, guaranteed contract, 1 career playoff win, third highest paid quarterback in NFL history.
He was a 4th-round pick, and he was a nice college player.
He did it beautifully with Washington. Now give me the tag. All right, give me that. $30 million a year, whatever it was, and just played that out.
What would you do?
Oh, I would start the veteran.
Yeah, I think I would too. I think they did it for a reason. I also think the Raiders can be at least decent next year. Win total's 5.5.
Hope so.
I think that's doable.
Yeah.
Up next, Final Four, 2-time national champ, University of Florida. Boy, he was awesome. Corey Brewer on the program. We'll find out who he likes tomorrow in the action in Indy, coming up next year on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Lord of the manor, queen of the castle, masters of your domain, Prophet X, creativity off the charts. And we're brought to you by Prophet X. Masters Week, the perfect time to start. During Masters, make one play of $50 or more on any market, win or lose, and earn an entry to win a $1,000 golf prize of your choice. You can pick from a $1,000 round of golf, a $1,000 club of your choice, a $1,000 gift card to any golf apparel brand. Win or lose on your play, you're still in the running. Download the Prophet X app, code VSiNMM, make your first purchase, earn that bonus, and get in on the action at Augusta Download Profit X today. Promo code VSINMM. The update came down during the break. I was on the phone with the president. But Luka.
Give it to me, Tiger.
Luka's got a grade 2 left hammy strain. The average timetable to return for a grade 2 hammy is 3 to 6 weeks. The playoffs start in 15 days. Son of a gun. Jeff Sherman at the Westgate has moved the Lakers to 100-1.
Do you know what they were before that?
15 range, 20? He moved them to 50 after the blowout and then the injury. And then once the confirmation here of the severity, he moved them up to 100. I think they were in the 20.
Here at Circa, they're 25-1.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, he'll have an opinion. He'll take a stance.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
By the way, we got called out today on X. I have to say, rightfully so.
It's never happened to me before.
I've never done it in my life that I can recall, unless people were asking for it. Here's what happened. And Dustin called us out. Good for you. Put us on Front Street. And he said, I'd like the world to know Mitch and Pauly have both, in all caps, replied to a VSIN live wide email. Should be a felony. We did. They were asking about vacation time in the summertime. I did not realize I hit reply all.
I saw Steve Cohen and Stephanie.
That's all I saw, too.
That's what I thought who was replying to.
I didn't see the entire thing. I thought it was only Steve and Stephanie, and that was it.
Sure. It's your fault.
And then, I told Dustin, I tweeted out, guilty, lock me up.
What's the penalty for that? What should the penalty be?
Suspension with pay.
Well, didn't you say we were talking about this 2 weeks ago? That's why it's funny. Didn't you rip a coworker on accident? Was it there's someone you knew? Someone was going back and was ripping a coworker and hit reply all, and everyone saw it. Yeah, this Jim's a pain in the ass. I got to tell you.
It sounds like I've seen something like that before.
Okay.
Yeah. But I raised my hand. I was the one who started it. I thought it was only responding to Steve and Stephanie. That's it.
Well, first time for anything.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
well, you never know. I mean, how about the Jensen kid for Jensen?
Jensen Lewis?
No,
what?
For the Royals. The guy's
slept?
The guy's getting the start. His alarm. I slept through it. I don't know what to tell you.
Never heard my alarm, he said. I slept right through it.
That's crazy. You're making a start. Oh, I think it would have been his first start.
Yeah.
Behind the dish.
How do you sleep that well?
Yeah. And boy, the comments from the players and the manager. It was I'm sure he had a long drive into work. And
I'm sure.
To the ballpark, and I hope it never happens again. And you got to be professional. And he'll learn from it. And this is
Paul.
They let him have it, but I don't know how that happens in today's day. It's not like he's getting up at 2 a.m. The game was at 1 o'clock local time.
I was just going to say we did mornings for 7 years on the program.
Never missed.
And it's not. By the way, it's not like regular mornings. Like our alarm's going off at 2 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
1:30 in the morning to wake up. Hey, you guys are on the air at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, 7 years. I was late once. You were late absolutely once. Maybe twice. But you hit the jackpot. Don't say that you never missed. You hit the jackpot. I said, stay out of the studio.
I was there on time, though. You wouldn't let me in. I made it in time. And then you locked me out, and I won $5,000 in 2 minutes.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it never happened. Never happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's a miracle, by the way, that it never happened.
It is.
Really, for the most part.
This kid dropped the ball, though.
He was smiling on his way in. Boy, oh boy, I don't know about that. You got to know what just happened, pal. You're going to get the start, and here you are. You don't hear I wish one time I could sleep that well. Alarm's going on. I want to be. What about Bob? Bob, wake up! Wake up! He doesn't wake up. Then the alarm goes off. Oh, hey guys, what are you doing here? Give anything. Anyway, so the Final Four tomorrow. I wanted to point this out. We have had 75 instances of a head coach entering a national semifinal or a title game with 2+ Final Four appearance advantage against their opponent. Evan Abrams talked about this at the Action Network. Like Hurley is against Underwood here on Saturday. Those coaches are 48-27 straight up, 39-34 and 2 ATS. Of those 75, 18 were listed as the dog, 7-11 straight up, 11-7 ATS. Overall, winners, but it's nothing to retire on.
Yeah.
And he talked about that when that soundbite that we played earlier in the show from him was so good. Look, everybody gets a watch. We're not here for watches.
That was great.
We want a ring, and we don't hang banners for the Final Four.
Well, I see both sides of this. I can see the people saying, hey, look what happened November 28th. I agree with Jay Billis and others. You throw it out, it's a different Illinois team.
Yeah.
Also, people saying I'm not going against Hurley. But then the comeback is, yes, they're in the Final Four, but they've had some bad moments, and Duke blew it. I mean, let's be honest. That was a Duke choke job. You have
back-to-back years.
You got to try hard to blow a 19-point lead and to be up 9 with 5 minutes and gag it and give it away. But, they don't get to the free throw line. Illinois doesn't allow you to get to the free throw line. Their defense has been phenomenal in the tournament. To hold Houston in the 50s, to hold VCU down like that. What they did against Iowa. And I love how they beat Iowa by 13 points and they couldn't make a shot from the perimeter and the outside. So they have the bigs down low. Stojakovic, good player. I feel good for Underwood that he's here. But all this talk about Michigan and Arizona, I mean, this team, what they did to rip right through this tournament, no problem, and taking everybody out, and how they throttled Houston like that, full marks. Now, should Hurley be an underdog? 33-5? But I mentioned some of their bad moments. Usually don't see this. St. John's buried them twice. The bizarre loss to Marquette to close the season. In trouble against Furman. But can you contain, and I know, like Coach said with us earlier, the only person that can beat him down and slow him down is Reed himself. But can you hold Reed in check? And you have to, because if he goes off, then he opens everything up with Mullins and Caravan in the perimeter, and they'll shoot from the parking lot. But that's also full marks to UConn, who couldn't make a shot from outside to be down 19 and still come back and beat Duke.
Right. Here are the full numbers, by the way, on UConn. Y'all know about 17-1 since 2003. Going back to the 2009 tournament, they're 33-7 ATS. As a program, like this is the best of all time, not even close. Hurley is 10-0 ATS in the Sweet 16 or later.
The time to prep stuff, big, yeah.
Yeah, he's 14-0 ATS round of 32 or later. And the reason why that qualifies now is because Furman covered first round this year.
Yeah.
And Hurley now third Final Four, Dusty May his second, Tommy Lloyd's first, Brad Underwood's first. I want to give you this. This is from Lance on X. Michigan is just like the Seahawks. People aren't trusting their eyes. Michigan is going to handle Arizona. If Michigan is off on threes, the game will be close.
Yeah.
Yaxel is the difference in the game. Biggest play of the year is on Michigan. I guess maybe that's possible. Because
that's the question I keep asking. What if the threes don't fall? Because they've been awesome from three in the whole tournament. And again, they're just as impressive as Illinois has been. Michigan's won every game and scored 90 points.
Yeah, I want to compare resumes coming up in the next 5 minutes.
Okay.
I think that'll be a fun exercise. Because you
can bet leading score up at Caesars too for the Final Four. But I also like what you said, that's a bad number to put up Reed 18-16-1 most outstanding player.
Well, clearly, if UConn's going to win the national title, and what are they, 5 or 6-1 to win the title? He has, who's the other player that's even close? Mullins because of the shot? But that's it. Reed's been clearly carrying this team offensively and on the glass, by the way. And so rather than taking anything to do with UConn, look at Reed to win the most outstanding player. I can't imagine how many other guys can win it on that team. Now, how many guys can win it on Illinois? Wagler certainly can win it, but I think that you can go down the board a little bit more. Like, I think Stojakovic could have a great Final Four. I think Arizona, you could pepper the board with 3 guys maybe to win it from them. And Michigan, it has to be one guy, and that's pretty much it. But he's also, Axel Lendeborg is plus 275 in that range to win it, plus 250. So obviously he's a short shot on the board because Michigan's favored to win the whole thing. So I don't know, but that Reed number, that doesn't make any sense to me. That should be closer to what UConn's money future is to win the national title. So we'll do that coming up next. Like, how do you compare the resumes between these two teams? They're both just ultra impressive. They played incredible schedules, and for the most part, they absolutely took care of their opponents. We'll do that coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A bit of breaking news here is President Trump signed an executive order today to limit how long athletes can play college sports and how often they can transfer between schools. It looks like you're limited to 5 years now, and you get one transfer. And it doesn't look like this upcoming transfer portal in college basketball is going to be impacted by that. But now you're cut down. Here you go, boys.
Well, you can't be a mercenary.
That's right.
You can't just jump from program to program to program and take, it's like Troy Aikman said. They asked me to help out with the NIL and give the kid money, and then the kid left, right? I didn't even get a thank you.
No, thank you.
He was talking about more. Absolutely.
You can't. So you can change your mind once. You better be careful because it's not happening every single year. And if you don't like your first spot, well, what's going to happen if you don't like your second spot? You better be damn sure that you're making the right choice then, down to one.
Good points on Jensen as well. The Royals catcher probably so amped up he couldn't fall asleep. But this was serious. This was hardcore sleep. Apparently this doesn't happen because...
he was dreaming. He was in La La Land.
The Royals were reaching out to his parents. Hey, have you heard from him? Have you checked it? We can't get a hold of the guy. Where is he? What's going on? I overslept.
Yep. All right, comparing resumes here between Arizona and Michigan.
Yep. So the viewer had the tweet about Seattle. I'll go back up 2 years. When we said all year, who's got the best A game? It was the Philadelphia Eagles. Awesome. Blowout in the Super Bowl. Who's got the best A game? It's Michigan.
People have said that they have a gear that no other team in college basketball can get to. And that's probably accurate because of the three-point shooting. However, again, it goes back and forth. Every time I watch Michigan now, I'm like, oh, they're the best team in the country. Then Arizona plays, I'm like, hold on a second here. They're actually the best team in the country. I would say that I would lean Michigan's A game is better just because of the outside shooting. And Arizona is not, they don't do it.
Yeah, no,
they don't take a ton of threes at all.
Right.
So Arizona, to compare resumes here for a minute, they beat Florida first game of the year that was out here in Las Vegas. They got them 93-87. They beat UCLA by 4. That was at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. That was not at Pauly Pavilion. This was on November 19th. They went to Stores and beat UConn. UConn was playing well to begin the year. And they went to Stores and they won that game outright. They also went to Alabama. I know Michigan just beat them, but also Bama played really well in that first half and had Michigan down. That was on a neutral. But in mid-December, Arizona went to Alabama and won 96-75. I don't think a lot of teams can do that. They beat San Diego State by 23. Michigan also killed San Diego State. That was out here in Las Vegas. And then you get into the whole Big 12 tournament, or the Big 12 regular season, and it was just one right after another. BYU on the road. A couple games after that, at Kansas, they lost. Then Texas Tech lost to that, but then BYU again. You get Houston. You get Kansas again. You got Iowa State. And then to go through the they were challenged a couple of games, by the way, Iowa State and Houston, but to play both those teams and win the Big 12 tournament was ultra impressive. Michigan's resume overall doesn't look as great today as it has all year long. At TCU, they won by 4. A good win. Good win. They beat San Diego State out here by 40. They beat Auburn by 30. So did Arizona. Is that really that great of a win? The Gonzaga win out here was by 40. Super impressive. They beat Villanova by 28. I know Nova was a tournament team. I don't know.
Yeah, that's impressive, yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah, Gonzaga was a 3 seed, yeah. That's impressive.
I know, I was asking about the Nova game specifically. The Gonzaga game was ultra impressive, obviously. They lost at home to Wisconsin. I'm not going to knock the Big 12. They were also very good. They lost on that neutral to Duke. They lost to Purdue in the Big 10 title game. They easily could have lost to Wisconsin in the Big 10 tournament. I think you can argue that Arizona's resume is a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. Does that mean anything tomorrow? Probably not.
Okay, and you study the Duke tape. Duke held them in the 60s when they beat them. But I could also maybe take something from what Purdue did first half against Arizona as well.
I think that's a good point.
But, they've had some, they had the bad first half against Howard. Howard did a great job offensively. They were trailing at the half against Alabama. But, both teams have been resilient. Both teams are well coached. And certainly what Michigan's been able to do with the top 4 scorers that played at different colleges last season. And May's excellent. So I think if you're an Arizona fan, you do feel better that they straightened the situation out with Lloyd.
I think so,
that
too.
They got the deal done.
Right. Now, Dusty May obviously asked about it today because he was rumored anyway to be a part of it. He's just like, I'm not going to answer anything. I'm happy here in Michigan. I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah, they're fine. If you can pay a quarterback $12 million, you pay your coach. Don't let him go. Should be on to Billy Donovan for North Carolina.
I'll tell you, it's going to be, if we're talking on Monday, doing this show, and UConn's in the game, the fact that Hurley might be doing this could pull it off for the third time in 4 years.
Yeah. Well, blame Duke, though, too. I mean, it's a big choke job.
It's also, I mean, it's tough to win a national title.
Yes, it is.
We ran that down about how Duke has not even played in the national title with all that talent going back like 10 years. I could sit here and bore you to death with Kentucky and rattle off all their players that never played in the Final Four or never played for a national title game. It's unbelievable. And that is all on Calipari. Truly astonishing names the entire time. They haven't won since, 2012? Haven't been in the Final Four since 2014? Like Kansas, they won recently, but South won twice in 20-plus years. Like these teams that put together top 5 programs on a year-in and year-out basis, they don't get the job done, like, often. And for Hurley to have a chance now to do 3 and 4 years in modern-day college basketball is just... And this team, by the way, it's not really even close to the team that he had 2 years ago when he won it. Like, that team was phenomenal. If he had that team playing right now, I'd say give me them against either Michigan or Arizona. Because they had everything. And they had NBA players, by the way, who have already proven that they can play in the league.
Jim, to your point, Jim Boeheim, 1976 to 2023 at Syracuse. 1 title, 5 Final Fours.
Yeah.
All that talent. It's hard.
Yep.
Arizona. How many 1 and 2 seeds? 5 Final Fours.
5.
That's it.
Yeah, they were, I mean, when we were younger, it felt like they were a 1, 2, or 3 seed every single year.
Well, also, no matter what happens in that late game, you got to compel a big story, too. Or they could lock it up, actually. Big Ten hasn't won it since 2000. Team West of Texas hasn't won it since 97.
Right. So if it's Illinois versus Arizona, one of them's dead. But if UConn gets in,
I know.
Those trends can still continue here.
Caesars has 10 different players listed in the Illinois game to hit a buzzer beater. And it's 200-1. Each guy.
Each guy's 200-1?
Yes.
Well, I mean, with these, you want to take a shot with something like that? Because it's completely random. I don't even know what the fair odds would be. But you get both of these games that are coin flip games within 2 points. Will we get one overtime game? I know that you don't want it because you have under 3.5 for the tournament, but... And by the way, what if Michigan, Arizona, which is, again, on paper, the highest graded Ken Pom game in the history of his numbers going back to 1997. What if this thing is a bloodbath? Then what are we talking about with the point spread on Monday? Yes.
That's bad for the people with futures, no doubt. And there's plenty of UConn tickets, and we've seen some Illinois tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that second game's a blowout, that is a bad beat. Well, that is tough.
Potato Commish has 2,500 on Utah.
Yes.
Or, I'm sorry, Illinois at 60-1. Hello.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's... No, well, here's the thing. Nobody will give the other team a chance. It doesn't matter if Michigan or Arizona, the winning team there, if they win by margin and it's ugly the entire time, or I should say impressive, and the score is ugly, whoever wins Illinois and UConn, the common narrative is going to be neither team has a chance in the title game, which could be a huge mistake. I mean, I know for the younger generation, you probably don't remember this game. It's only like 27 years ago, but how many people gave UConn, that team that was absolutely loaded, a chance against Duke that year? Not many people.
Yep, right.
And they were right there with them the entire game, and they won it. But they had a ton of awesome players. So I'm hoping that we don't get a blowout in either one of the. I will say last year's Final Four was outstanding. That lived up to the hype with all 4 number 1 seeds.
Yes, it did. But it's crazy comebacks. We're brought to you by Profit X. If you're not on Profit X, Masters Week's the perfect time to start. New users get a side-up bonus up to $100 in bonus cash just for getting started with code VSINMM. During the Masters, make one play of $50 or more on any Masters market, win or lose, and you earn an entry to win a $1,000 golf prize of your choice. You can pick from a $1,000 round, a $1,000 club, or a gift card to any golf apparel brand. Win or lose on your play, you're still in the running. Download the Profit X app, use code VSINMM. Make your first purchase, earn that bonus, get in on the action at Augusta. Download Profit X today, code VSINMM.
By the way, I did all the research here on the games in football stadiums going back to 1997. Yeah. In semifinal games, nothing really to write home about. 26 overs, 29 unders, 1 push. Overall, when you include national title games in football stadiums, 39 overs, 44 unders, 1 push. Stay tuned. Primetime next. Matt Humans, Will Hill. They'll take you through the live betting night. Good luck.